Bonjour, I'm Gonorrhea. We need to talk. This name, Social Justice Warriors. I think this name is problematic. Now, I'll be honest, I've used this name myself, including on my channel's trailer and other places. But I really use it because that's the name that everyone understands instantly, with no or little explanation needed. You know what type of characters I mean when I say social justice warriors. But the issue is, SJW is a euphemism, and it's also misleading. It implies they're fighting for social justice. We know they're not. Same thing with the name, White Knight. Now, I understand this phrase has a very long cultural history, at least in English, so that's why this phrase was adopted. I get that. But I want to make the argument here that perhaps we should try for a more, shall we say, scientifically accurate term for these people. For example, if you want a neutral term, there is social progressives. Just like the neutral term social conservative is often used, we could start using social progressive to convey the opposite. The problem with social progressive, of course, is it implies that they stand for human and social progress, for inclusion, for enlightenment. We know that the reality is the exact opposite. If we wish to try for a more moral label, we could hypothetically use the words racist and sexist. In the real world, though, these people have co-opted these two terms and changed their meaning, such that racist no longer means general prejudice in a racial dimension, but rather white person expressing prejudice against non-whites. And sexist no longer means prejudice in a gender dimension, but rather a male expressing prejudice against a female. So it kills me to say that although these are the most accurate moral terminology, in the general public, they have succeeded in warping the connotation of these terms for their purpose. A third option is the word bigot. Now, personally, I love this word because it sounds so powerful, so direct. It doesn't bullshit around. It gets straight to the point. You are a f***ing bigot. The only issue with bigot is it's very, very general. A bigot of what? A gender bigot? A racial bigot? Now you're turning them into compound words and it sort of loses its power. Personally, my preferred terminology tends to divide the social justice warriors into their subcategories. Misandrist, to specifically denote the feminists and their close allies. Multicultis, or even better, ex-racists, whereby the X part is whatever demographic they claim to support. So for example, if a Muslim activist in France is complaining about French secularism and wants to dismantle it, then she would be a Muslim racist, or at least a Muslim imperialist. Heterophobe, for all those people who want to force people away from the binary understanding of gender without said people's consent. You know, consent, as in their explicit permission and or approval. So, what do you think? Are there other less euphemistic labels you can think of to describe social justice warriors? Let me know in the comments, because honestly, I'm really curious. Sometimes semantics are trivial nitpicking, but in this case, they matter. Let me know if you have any feedback on the video. I read all your comments. If you like what you see, subscribe and give me a like so I know. And if you want me to KYS, let me know how in the comments.